Something I watched as a kid was like Pony.mob. I don't think that was a good idea for a 12-year-old boy to watch internet cartoons, and I actually feel ashamed about it, but hey, whatever. Like, looking back on it, I'm like, that probably wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
Because like, looking back on it, I'm like, ugh, okay. But I mean, like, looking back, it's also pretty
I was
funny.
exactly squeaky clean with my YouTube viewing myself.
Do you remember Pony.mob, though?
Yes.
I was actually watching it the other day. It's actually better than I remember it, to be honest. It's almost exactly how I remember it, but it's actually, like, better because I understand all the jokes and stuff. But, yeah. I know you were, like, a little, like... Apparently you wanted to be a brony, but, like, you were just, like, following a bandwagon, right?
I was for a while, but yeah, and then I went to a convention and it ruined it for me.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Have we already talked about this before?
Yeah. It feels like deja vu, actually. But, like, yeah, in the video series by Max G, he was like making fun of bronies. He was like saying things like, "Oh, what's that horrid smell? Oh, it's bronies." Seriously, why are you wearing those costumes for 3 days? Like, what is wrong with you? He was like, it was like shown at the actual like BronyCon too. So he was like insulting everyone in the audience at the same time. It's really funny looking back on it, but yeah. Because I mean, I personally don't really get the whole. I never really got the whole brony thing. Like, I just knew that there were some people who liked it. I mean, it's harmless, I guess. Like,
it was like a good show, but I don't understand why it got that popular.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't either.
Actually, I mean, safely I can say it was an okay show. It just I didn't get into it because I was like 12. But nowadays I can see why people got into it. It's like, I like to think of it as like they took they took like My Little Pony and like made it into like what is it, Max, the like Home for Imaginary Friends or something, because it was made by the same creator or something, right? Like Lauren Faust.
Oh yeah, Lauren Faust worked on
It's-
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and she's married to Craig McCracken.
Oh yeah. What a name, Craig McCracken.
Pretty sure that's his name.
Yeah. He's not some Leviathan like.
It sounds like you should be writing books like Moby Dick or something.
Oh yeah, he's like a. Oh my god, why can't I remember
I'm
it?
Craig McCracken. I write stories about pirates here.
It's like he wrote about Cthulhu and shit. I don't know.
Like,
Did he actually?
No. I'm just saying he sounds like he'd be the author for that. Like,
I know.
You know what?
He's like-
H.P. Lovecraft was like a dick,
H.P.
so
Lovecraft,
from now
yeah.
on, we're just going to attribute all of his works to Craig McCracken.
because his name's Kraken.
No, Junji Ito's better anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely. God,
Did
what
you
a,
guys see
what a
that-
stab,
that new
dude,
game?
bro. I mean, come on.
What?
What a jab to him, Jesus. Yeah, but I like Junji Ito too, to be honest.
It's like
He's like the Japanese version of him, pretty much.
Yeah, there's this new game that just came out recently called World of Horror. Did you guys ever hear about that?
No.
It's like an RPG game, but with Junji Ito inspired graphics and stories.
Hold on, I was turning off my fan. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's just like a turn-based thing with a lot of world building. And, you know, turn-based RPGs aren't really my thing, but, like, I would almost want to watch a playthrough of it just because all the art is really cool.
Oh yeah, JRPGs are kind of my
That's
thing.
the reason why people like Junji Ito is both a good storyteller and a good illustrator. So it's like,
definitely.
yeah.
Also, I hope this.
It wasn't made by him though; it was just inspired.
Oh yeah, I hope this recording's working. By the way, I think it is. Okay.
Yeah, how many minutes in is is this working?
Like 5 minutes. We're today we're with me, Zach, and Ellen. Okay, so say hi, everybody. Hi, Jim. Hi, Jimbo. Why do we start doing Jimmy Neutron impressions all of a sudden? God.
I don't know.
That show had a big impact on me growing up.
Oh yeah.
I can't say if it's a good thing or not, but like it happened.
Do we have to start over? Or...
No, it's fine. The recording was fine.
Okay, good.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know why the to me, like the audio on my computer, it like mutes when I'm in a call on Discord. So I'm not sure if it's like a part of the Lenovo settings or whatever, but like yeah, it's dumb. Like because like you try playing a game with somebody and you can't hear the game at all, and it's like but like apparently when I'm recording the game is fine. You know, so like in the the line for the desktop audio, like yeah, it's all good. So yeah, whatever. So what were we on about? Like Junji Ito and shit?
Yeah, I was just talking about World of Horror.
Actually, you know what? One night, I remember. I think it was like, it was like last Sunday or something. I remember. I like couldn't sleep, so I stayed up like reading Junji Ito comics on some website, and I'm like, I must really hate myself.
That's the best thing to do when you can't sleep.
Yeah. Fortunately, I didn't find it that creepy. Like it didn't like scare me that much. I read the Fault of or the Amigata Fault one.
That was my first Ito as well.
Yeah, because I learned about it because of the Steven Universe Kindergarten thing is based off of that apparently. But I read it again. It's actually I don't find it creepy. I just find it really sad because I realized that like the girl and the boy could have had like a good life together, but they ended up sacrificing themselves to the fault. You know?
God.
Yeah, I think horror is very like inherently linked to tragedy.
Oh yeah, like poetic tragedy, you know, like dramatic tragedy. Yeah. Does that mean that Shakespeare technically counts as like horror?
I mean, there's a ghost in Hamlet. I guess that counts.
Oh yeah, and
or is there a ghost?
Isn't Hamlet like cursed or something? Like they can't say it in like stage plays. Like even the name is cursed or something.
So
that's
in
what I heard
Hamlet,
about.
He sees an apparition claiming to be his father. However, there's a popular interpretation that it's actually a demon trying to get him to commit atrocities.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of have like either you believe the ghost is telling the truth, or you don't.
Oh. So it's like deceitful, I guess.
There was also ghosts in A Midsummer Night's Dream too, right? Or
oh yeah, that shit.
Fairies?
Yeah.
That one's a comedy though.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I know. I remember
my,
acting in
It's a phony ghost.
a couple of Shakespeare plays when I was like, this must have been like third or fourth grade or something.
Like school play.
So
I remember being in a school play. Like I think it was called like it was called like nursery rhymes or like it was about like Humpty Dumpty or whatever.
Oh, I did that. I did a play like that when I was a preschooler.
Oh, by the way, isn't that a rapper? Do the like Humpty? Do the Humpty?
What?
Yeah, I think he's a rapper.
Are you talking
like
about that guy who said Super Mario with a big tuper or whatever?
No, he's even better.
But
He's
Mario
the best rapper.
Might be super, but
I have a big tuber.
With a big tuper.
He's like, I was super duper with a big tuper. Yeah, that guy is fire. You know, if you know what I'm saying. Like I'm surprised he's not like he doesn't have like a platinum album or something. You know. Yeah, anyway, like the play that I did in middle school was like, or not middle school, fourth grade. It was like I played it was like about Humpty Dumpty getting cracked, and then like these two detectives had to figure out like how he died or something. And I was I was this character called the Punisher, and the funny thing is I made puns obviously throughout it, and I remember like one point my teacher, she thought I was like laughing in the play at like my own joke, but the truth was that the script told me to laugh. So like the truth is like as a kid I didn't even find it that funny. I just like laughed when the script told me to. But apparently I was like such a good actor that I convinced my teacher that I was actually laughing at it or some shit. So like
Nice.
yeah. So yeah, like apparently also since my name was the Punisher, my teacher made me wear like the Marvel Punisher like T-shirt or something. And the thing is, I had no idea who that was when I was like 8. So like, I was like, oh, I guess I'll do this or something.
Yeah, I bet a few of the parents were pretty concerned.
Why?
If they watched you doing that.
child is
Well,
just
if they know,
They're like, oh, that child is disturbed. Oh no, like, I mean, everybody received it pretty well, to be honest. But like, I hate personally when I was like that age, like I fucking hated how like there would just be some kids who like read from the script who they would be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened, and I'm like, oh my god,
yeah.
just put some bravado in it, like
too,
like
I always hated that.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Because I remember like in that I don't actually remember if it was A Midsummer Night's Dream or something else. Yeah, shows you how much I know about Shakespeare. But anyway, I played
Shakespeare's a fraud.
I played like some drunk guy. Like I was literally the guy outside the castle, like the porter. Yeah, that's who I was.
That seems perfect.
And I talked about people like using. I talked about people like using cloths or something, and just drunkenly slurring about like, "I take your things," and then, like, even the main characters were just like, "Oh, this is happening now." Like,
they were more drunk than you, apparently.
If I put more effort into being a drunk guy than they did being the most important characters.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, what drunk guy isn't the most important character, to be honest, you know? Anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised I didn't get, like, a career in acting from that or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, just, that's how life goes, I guess. I remember, like, I remember taking drama class in, like, middle school, but I freaking hated it because the kids were so rowdy in there. They'd be, like, doing all this shit, and then they broke, like, the cabinet in the teacher's classroom, and then she got pissed. Nobody did their homework, and like I couldn't concentrate in there because everybody was like jumping on desks and shit. I remember one time this kid like flashed his like the tip of his dick in the middle of class, and then I remember like the girl was like, he showed his dick to me, and I'm like, this is happening. I was just like sitting there, but like apparently he didn't get in trouble either. You know, this was like my middle school. You know?
Yeah. Well, we went to the same one. I know what you're talking about because that was a required class. So like,
wait, drama was required?
I thought it was, or like it was one. It was one of the things that you could take. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was an elective.
It's because it was a bunch filled with people who thought, oh, it was just an easy elective, so I'll take it, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And like, the people who actually wanted to be there were the minority.
They were all minorities. I mean, like, I remember...
You're all minorities. You're in the Glee Club.
Yeah, in a sense. High School Musical's rough. They got it rough, you know? They gotta rise to the top. They gotta prove that they're not repressed at all. Isn't that the High School Musical?
Have either of you ever seen Glee?
Yes.
I've seen some of it, yeah.
But not out of, like, personal decision, just, like, someone forced me to watch it.
I have not seen any. But because of friends and family who have, I know a lot more about the series than I want to.
Okay. Yeah, that was me with High School Musical, because I remember my cousin, I swear to God, when I was 8, my cousin, like, she forced me to watch High School Musical and Twilight whenever I came to her house. And I remember one time she locked me in a room and she was playing Twilight, and I remember, like, actually trying to scratch at the door for someone to let me out. Like, it was fucking terrifying. Because my freaking my cousin loved to torture me, to be honest, you know? Like, she even, like, recreated that scene from SpongeBob where the Fry Cook Games, like, episode where, like, they were wrestling, and then he's like, this is personal, and, like, Patrick, like, takes off SpongeBob's shoe and, like, licks his foot. That's what she did to me when I was, like, 6.
Having family members who are, like, kind of close in age to you, but are still, like, bigger enough throughout your childhood to bully you, sure is an experience.
Yeah. Because I think she's, like, 3 years older than me or something. So
Oh,
yeah, I think she's like getting her like bachelor. She got her bachelor in something, I forgot. But yeah, we haven't talked in a while since then. But I kind of saw her as like my sister growing up, like my cousin.
Mhm.
So yeah. Also, speaking of Ellen, I told you about how I had that dream last night because I slept.
Yeah,
I only dream vividly. Here's the thing: I only dream vividly when I sleep like a shit ton. So like I slept like 12 hours because I had like
wow.
I was feeling sick like all week. I literally passed out at like 7 o'clock last night, and then I woke up at I think 6:30 in the morning, or something. So I've been up since like 6 o'clock, and it was actually pretty cool because like, you know, getting up like when the sun actually rises, and then you like get to watch TV and stuff. Like I was watching recordings of like the Boondocks and like the Genny Tartakovsky cartoon Primal that just came out. I guess like that's pretty fucking good, honestly. Both those shows are really good. But anyway, like last night I had a dream where I guess you and me were like trapped in like a snowstorm or something, and like we got into some cabin. We were just like speaking French the whole time. But that must have been like because the day before we were watching that French movie Amélie.
Oh yeah.
in film class or something. Funny ass movie, by the way. You know. What a stark portrayal, like with blunt humor of life. You know.
Yeah.
Wait, so like you saw that movie too? Did you see that movie?
I had a dream recently that I made a.
Have you ever had a dream where like you could do him so much you could do anything?
That freak. Okay.
Yes.
that kid.
In my dream, I made a joke on Twitter that went like, contemplating giving up a life of revenge to buy shampoo or something, and then a more popular user stole it, and it went viral, and this person got all kinds of like
nightmare.
accolades and money for it. So I decided to give up buying shampoo and take up a life of revenge and try to get my revenge on that person.
That's a
when
total
I tracked
nightmare.
him down, it turned out we had both stolen the joke from an obscure sitcom that aired in the UK in the early 2000s.
Wow.
Also, there were clowns, and there's a long part of the dream where I had to get a pomegranate off of a tree, but the tree was surrounded by like cacti, and I was barefoot, but I still got it.
That's cool.
I persevered.
Yeah. See, I don't remember my dreams that vividly. Like I mean, I remember in my dream we were like walking down some like European street with like cobblestone at some point, and it like I think it's because like by the way, like I think personally I can probably understand some French with like context clues just because like I understand Spanish a little bit, so it's like yeah, I don't know why like my brain just likes to pretend like, oh, you know this language fluently in like my dreams, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really interesting thing of me, but like I don't know. I guess probably because I focus more on like how people talk, like more so than like what they look like sometimes. I don't know. It's really interesting, but considering I'm a fucking artist, but yeah, like usually they say artists have like good visual memory, but like I just mainly remember how things sound a lot. You know, I don't know why. But yeah.
I wish I could remember any of my dreams when I, like, it's hard for me to remember even any details. Like they say, if you want to keep a dream journal, you just get it and you immediately start writing down your dream. But like, even immediately after I get up, I'm just like, what happened?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've tried that before, like writing down my dreams as soon as possible. I kind of gave up after a little bit. Like I kept a little bit of a dream journal. I had a dream where all these people.
You ruined my dream
Journal. I did not. Mr. Electric said the principal's office have him expelled.
I wonder if that kid went on to do anything with acting. Because he was so good in that movie, seriously.
What movie?
The Sharkboy and Lavagirl.
I like
it's a cult classic.
Adore that movie.
Yeah, I love that movie, even though it sucks. But like, I honestly, it has a lot of potential. Like, it's really creative, but I just think it was badly executed.
Yeah.
To be honest, it had like a low budget.
Yeah. I guess it's been a while. I think I've seen it. It's just been a long time.
It's actually on Netflix now, by the way. I just checked.
Well, yeah. I mean, everything is these days.
I mean, yeah. I mean, sometimes, Oh. Way baguette.
I like how you said, wasn't Blade Runner 2049 on Netflix, but the original's not? At least I don't think it is.
I think the original is too. I don't know.
Oh. Well, I don't know.
That won't be relevant in like 2 months. Because Netflix takes shit down all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
Of course.
Yeah, speaking of, they put the Ghibli films, all the Ghibli films, like the new home for them is like Netflix, but the only countries where they can't release them are the US and Japan. Like, every other country has the Ghibli films on Netflix except for the US and Japan.
That makes no sense.
I mean, I don't know. I know it sucks, but
who owns the rights to them?
Disney. Disney distributes them in the US. That's probably why.
Oh, really? Is it on Disney Plus then? I don't have Disney Plus.
Nope, I don't think so.
I think it's owned by like Cinemax or something, like some cable, like pay as you go thing. That's probably why.
Yeah, I don't know.
That fucking
usually when I go to see them, it's like at an actual theater for like just a 1-day screening type of thing.
Oh, they had the Ghibli film event or something. I wish I went to that.
Oh yeah, like those.
The Phantom event thing.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah. So I remember the last Ghibli film I watched was Princess Mononoke at one of those events, which was really good. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see more of the Ghibli films. I think we fucking talked about it this last time, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's not
on DVD.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like all the ones that people say are the best are the ones that I haven't watched yet. Mm-hmm. Like My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away.
I've got Spirited Away. I got My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle, Ponyo, Kiki's Delivery Service.
Ponyo, fishing in the sea.
I think Only Yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
And The Wind Rises, but I haven't seen that one, despite the fact that I got it for my birthday when I turned 13, and it's just been collecting dust since then. And I want to watch it, but I keep forgetting to.
Oh, what? Okay. I think that happens to me too. I have movies that I'd never watched that I have physically. So. Wait. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
By the way, movies. We went to go see Parasite. Me and Zach, I think.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was.
Yeah, it was pretty damn good, to be honest. In my opinion,
it was really great. Yeah.
Some people didn't like it because it was really extreme, to be honest. Or it wasn't extreme; it was just intense.
Yeah.
Have you seen Snowpiercer?
No.
By the same director. It's on Netflix. It's really good. It's also very intense, though.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah, Korean cinema in general is just really great. I remember
so is Chinese cinema.
A couple movies I've seen that there was one that was an earthquake disaster or something, and then there was also a zombie movie called Train to Busan. They're really good at drama. I guess that's the thing I've learned about Korean directors is that they're very good at dramatic films.
Well, yeah.
There's a YouTube channel that the Korean Film Archive has a YouTube channel where there's a bunch of classic Korean movies you can watch for free. A lot of them have English subtitles.
All on YouTube for free. All on YouTube for free. That's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and I think Japan is pretty good at action too, to be honest. But there's some really good Chinese films too, to be honest. I don't know what China's good at. I think just
I've only seen one full Chinese film, which was Happy Together.
They're good at being communists.
Happy Together is a super depressing film. Despite the title.
Yeah. So I just thought that the interesting thing about Parasite was, I don't think I've ever seen a foreign film with this much crossover. to the point where it wins every Oscar imaginable and is playing in U.S. cinemas. Like
it's been playing for like 4 months.
Like it's officially sanctioned or whatever. It's not like you have to go import a DVD or whatever. You can just go out and watch it.
Yeah, it's been on for a while.
Bong Joon-ho talked about that and how he thought he had made this film that's very specific to the Korean experience, because I've seen reviews by like Korean Americans who spent like time living in Korea acting as English tutors, talking about like things that were very like relatable to them. I haven't seen the movie, but I like know the basic plot, but like how there's so much of it that's universal that the like specifically Korean aspects actually make it like more relatable because it's more specific.
Wow, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Not to bring up Robert Rodriguez again, because we're just talking about Sharkboy and Lavagirl, but he said the same thing about Spy Kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it because it's relatable to gamers or something?
No, because a lot of studios were like very hesitant because they didn't think that having like a Mexican family as the leads would be marketable, but it was it was very
he was
successful.
wrong. He was so wrong. I mean, there's a large Mexican, like Hispanic, demographic in the U.S. anyway. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, I mean, like, when was this? Like the 2000s or something?
Yeah, Spy Kids came out in like 2004.
Oh yeah. I mean, freaking like I don't know.
Oh, 2001. Spy Kids is as old as I am. Spy Kids is older than I am. It came out on March 18th.
Wow.
That's multiple months before I was born. Yeah. I hate that.
Fooly Cooley's like 3 months younger than me, I think. Because I think actually, yeah.
When was it?
It started airing in like March, but then it stopped airing in October or something. And it's funny because the show takes place in October. So like that was all in the year 2000.
So older than me, I'd just buy it for a few months, but oh well. But I mean, all this stuff that we're talking about shit just goes to show that like it doesn't matter where you come from, like as long as it's a shared experience that you could have,
Well said.
It brings people together.
Even though I'm not Korean, like I related a little bit to that movie Parasite, because like a lot of the things in it I think were just very human in general,
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have like the crazy bitch like family member, you have like you have like just like living in like slight poverty.
Yeah,
wanting to live in a bigger
class
place.
Struggle in general is a thing that's...
Bong Joon-ho said that, Bong Joon-ho, I'm tired, said that, mixing up a couple syllables there, Alan, said that, despite the, the omnipresence of Korean culture in the film, it was relatable across borders. His phrasing was because we all live in the same country called capitalism. I was like,
wow. What? Mind explosivo. Okay. I mean, like, what? What were we gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say he's got his translator is really good.
Oh, okay.
Like from his speech at the Oscars. Saying, I hope you can overcome the 1-inch tall barrier of subtitles. He actually said something a little bit different in Korean that if you translated directly, the meaning wouldn't really come across as well.
Oh, yeah.
And just his translator kind of had to figure something out on the fly.
Yeah, because wasn't that one chick the only one that spoke English, or was that the translator, I think?
I think some of the actors might have spoken a bit of English, but they he had a translator.
Yeah. Something I noticed about Korean, like just from watching the movies, that there's a lot of like similar words to like Japanese, and they do like integrate English words into it sometimes. Just like I guess that kind of applies to like most Asian languages. to be honest. But like, I mean, specifically like
feels like it's built
East Asian.
in like branches almost. It's like the
What?
best way I can describe it because, you know, don't you usually write it from like top to bottom or something? Or that was like the traditional way to do it?
I think
Oh,
so.
So it's almost like
So I actually know a little bit about the Korean writing system. Would you like me to share my information, my expertise?
sure.
Yes, let's let Ellen dictate to us this
Okay.
teach
so,
lesson. Go.
Like most of East Asia, for a long time in Korea, if you're gonna write, you use the Chinese characters. So in Japanese, that's called kanji. In Korean, it's called hanja.
Hanja.
However, this was not great for literacy because it took like a long time to, learn all the characters and everything. Like, most people, even like today in Korea and Japan, don't know like a ton of characters, like just there's like more uncommon characters that people might not know. Anyway, I'm getting off topic.
Yeah, so that's why they invented like katakana in Japanese, right?
Yeah, and in Korean, the alphabet that most people use now is called Hangul, and that was commissioned by King Sejong the Great, who I just Googled him. He was alive in the 1400s. And so the literacy rate in Korea like improved dramatically after that, which was pretty cool. And now most often people will only use Chinese characters for like, for example, when you're naming your kid, there's like a government list of Chinese characters that you can use.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah, because I remember like, I was like watching some anime. I think it was Isaacin, but like there was that one character who was like my name means like water demon in like kanji or something. So like I kind of figured that like there's like they don't really know a lot of like Chinese characters, over there. Is the thing? It's not what they're typically used to reading.
Yeah, okay. I'm just like mindless. I'm also scrolling through social media as we're talking. I just saw a picture of
You're reading the Ancient Scrolls
made out of Haribo like candy bags, like sewn together. I've seen everything at this point, honestly. Like nothing can shock me.
Okay, that's
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
That's a pretty edible pant, by the way.
Yeah, like the person wearing them like has one of the bags torn open and is like has their hand in it, like is about to pull out a gummy. Like,
what if there was a joke in The Simpsons about like Bart's like eat my shorts and then like okay, and he like starts gnawing on his shorts, but it's like all gummies or something. I feel like that's a joke that they would do, to be honest.
What the fuck? Oh god. I thought there was an ad for McDonald's fucking Shamrock Shake, and I thought it was weed.
What?
That's what it was like.
come on down. Have some fucking
Damn.
weed. Why not?
What I wouldn't do for like a freaking McDonald's weed shake. Seriously, they should have cannabis shakes. They should have cannabis shakes. They already have cannabis lemonade, so why not? I would be totally down for that. Actually, the thing is with with cannabis infused like liquid drinks, like I remember trying one like the cannabis lemonades, and I just get like really it like hits you too hard, to be honest, just because like you're used to like drinking like a lot of a drink, right? But like with the cannabis lemonade, like it's really concentrated, I guess.
Well, yeah, anything edible hits you really hard. Like I experienced firsthand with those cookies you gave me.
You experienced flight,
because
you were really high.
I experienced feeling extremely disoriented and throwing up. That's what I experienced.
So I mishear a lot of things like all the time. When you said I experienced firsthand before you got to the hand part, when I had just heard I experienced first, my brain interpreted that as I experienced birth. When the edibles hit a little too hard.
Damn.
is depraved.
Damn, I just saw like me coming out of my mother's pussy the other day. Damn, I think I got too blasted.
Don't say it like that.
Sorry. That's how it was in the freaking movie Amelie, because like it's like oh, she grew for 8 months and then it showed like a naked pregnant woman and then she's like she just came out and it's like really blunt.
Did they really have to narrate that? I think.
Yeah, no, it was all the movie's all narrated pretty much. So it was exactly like that. Like it's just like, and then she came out, and then it, like like her fetus just like flies out.
This is the episode that gets David's channel deleted.
No, it did. We haven't said any cuss words at all. Barely.
We've said a lot of cuss words.
Well, I mean, like we haven't said like the main like 4 that YouTube doesn't like, and then like, I mean, at most it would probably be age restricted, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
To be honest. I mean, like when you're talking about childbirth, it's very scientific and biological. You know, like.
I guess so. Yeah.
If you're like saying.
Yeah, well, except when you say it like you did. You come out of my pussy, dude.
I didn't just come out the pussy drawing Mozart.
Scientific.
You're funny. Anyway.
Mamma mia.
Here I go.
I've started saying Mamma Mia like a lot.
My, how can I forget you?
Mamma Mia. Here I go again.
Oh, I see a fan of ABBA too. By the way, did you see that video of the guy who's like...
Dude, who isn't a fan of ABBA, to be honest?
Honestly, yeah.
TBH. Who isn't?
TBH, who put you on the planet? But yeah, did you see that video of the guy who's like in a Japanese river and he's singing ABBA or something because his girl broke up with him or something? You remember that video?
Wow, king.
Yeah, what a king, to be honest. What a real chat.
No, I don't remember that.
I'll probably send it to you later, but it's like I forgot what ABBA song it is, but it's like really, it's kind of beautiful.
I think Dancing Queen?
No. I think it's like I kind of forgot. It's like it's definitely a song about like a breakup, pretty much. So
Maybe Waterloo?
I don't know.
Wait, is that about a breakup? I can't remember.
I'll just like look it up really quick. Actually, what is it? Guy sings ABBA, Japanese River. It's the song. It's called It actually is.
Oh, Mamma Mia.
It actually is Mamma Mia. Yeah. Turn it off. We're gonna get demonetized. It's really cool because it sounds like really shitty quality on your side. Like it sounds like it's going through like a 2004 like video camera or something, like a phone camera. That's my aesthetic, man. Like really old, like 144p video. You know, that's just like so low quality. It's almost artistic. You know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly. Wait, did we run out of things to talk about so far?
Not yet.
Well, I just saw something I can talk.
Salads. I think spinach is pretty great.
Yeah, it's all right.
No, you're pretty great.
Aw, thank you.
No, I was just kidding. So like, yeah. So anyway, like next topic, I think if we were gonna talk about like remakes this year, or something. So like they're like rebooting a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of games this year.
Oh right, yeah. Like THQ Nordic is themselves coming out with.
They're coming out with the SpongeBob
2 remakes. The SpongeBob for Bikini Bottom,
Bob
Rehydrated, and then also Destroy All Humans.
Oh yeah,
both cult classic PS2 games.
When I keep thinking of that game, I think of Alien Hominid for some reason instead, which is also a good game. But I don't know why that comes to mind. I just can't remember the name.
I just think of Invader Zim, really.
Yeah, because isn't one of the aliens voiced by like the Invader Zim voice actor?
I don't know, but I believe it.
He is voiced by Invader Zim. Like, it's the exact same voice actor, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I remember looking up. God, what a year to be alive, man! But unfortunately, I'm broke. You know.
Oh.
I like. Mood.
Yeah, I've already spent all my video game money on Doom Eternal.
on Timmy Turtle? What is that?
Doom Eternal.
One copy of Doom Eternal, please.
Timmy Turtle.
Timmy Turtle.
What a fantastic name, Timmy Turtle.
So that's the thing we can talk about is the Doom and Animal Crossing crossover.
Oh yeah,
which I love. It's the most wholesome.
Proof that Doom guy is not Timmy Turner? Like, has anyone ever seen them in the same room together?
Maybe he's Timmy Turtle.
Well,
I keep saying Timmy Turtle.
There is one thing I can say. It's canon that he's like, and I actually said this in this chat, I think, but it's canon that he's a huge nerd. Because they showed his room in the Fortress of Doom, because of course that's what it's called in the new game. And yeah, no, he's got an absolute Chad PC set up, like triple monitor, and like he's got a collection of guitars. He collects little figurines that you find in the levels, and there's like piles of comic books everywhere. Yeah,
that's actually really cute.
I mean, who doesn't think that Doom guy isn't a gamer? Like, he'd be the most like ultra Chad gamer ever, to be honest.
Well, that's the thing. He's too much of a Chad.
Yeah. By the way, I just like saying the word Chad just like ironically. You know, just like it's really funny, to be honest.
Because it's a very ridiculous sort of worldview.
Yeah. That there's only Chads and like virgins, I think. Yeah.
And I mean, just the fact that two games that are so different from each other, but just the fact that they're coming out on the same day can bring everyone together in celebration.
Holy shit.
It's one of the most wholesome things ever to happen in gaming.
I can't even believe that like Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing are releasing on the same day. Like they're two major releases. That's crazy.
But so it's like they're like very different demographics. So yeah, it's not really. I don't think it's really going to affect sales or anything.
It's really surprising. I think you think more people are going to buy both though, because of that.
Maybe.
I mean, Doom.
I would.
Doom is on Nintendo consoles, so like, maybe that's what they did. Maybe Bethesda and Nintendo just made a deal with each other that like, you know, maybe they're sharing the sales money or something. I don't know.
Dude, speaking of like, okay,
you know, Doom 2016 was on Switch and everything, and it's gonna be the new game is gonna be on Switch, which is like I don't know how they'll do that because yeah. Anyway.
Oh yeah, the new Samurai Jack game is gonna be on Switch too, which I'm freaking hyped for.
There's a Samurai Jack game?
Yes, it's like what is it? It's called like a Land Before Time. No, it's not that. It's a.
Gotta get back before time.
He gotta go back to the dinosaur.
Gotta get back.
He gotta get back to the dinosaur.
Samurai Jack crossover with Primal.
It's called the Shadow of, or no, that's the old game. It's called Battle Through Time. Yeah.
Okay.
But apparently, it looks really, really good. It's like a platformer beat 'em up like adventure game.
Mm-hmm.
So like that seems pretty neat. It's coming out this summer. So yeah. But yeah, what if? Oh yeah, never mind. I forgot what we were talking about before that. Holy crap. I think it was like
Doom Eternal is an eternal mood.
Yeah. It's eternal
like
Doom.
Mood Eternal. Whoa, Doom.
It's eternal dude.
It's subliminal messaging.
Doom is a mood.
It's a dude.
Yeah, there's a mod for like old school Doom, like the 1993 one that's just where every texture is mirrored. So it's dude. It's
our boob.
But then even the guns, like when you shoot the gun, it's like firing it and then sucking it back in.
What the fuck? It's like a boomerang gun. It's like
When you shoot the demons, you're like,
So do they die and then undie? Then
no.
that'd be really
I wish
funny.
that would be amazing.
You're like, or yeah, actually no. What would happen is like you penetrate the bullet and then you suck it back from their bodies, so you never have to run out of ammo. It's like a boomerang.
Well, and you know what a cacodemon looks like, right?
Yeah.
The thing with one eye. So when they're
meatball.
when they're turned a certain way, their texture gets mirrored, so it looks like they have two eyes, and they just look really dopey.
The freaking Mike Wazowski meatball flying thing. Yeah, the cock on.
Well, yeah, I mean, they just took that from D&D. There's a creature called a beholder.
It's
like that, but with Medusa hair, pretty much.
Oh yeah. It's like a meatball version of the Minecraft Ghast.
Yeah, like Doom
just
came about pretty much because of
Minecraft was the first
80s action movies, D&D, caffeine, pizza, and rock and roll on the radio.
And cocaine.
That's pretty much all. I mean, maybe you never know.
And snorting cocaine, yeah. Totally.
John Romero and John Carmack were pretty crazy dudes.
I just remembered that joke about how it's pretty funny that like people thought Doom would make people interested in Satanism when the whole point is that demons suck and you gotta kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the most Christian game I've ever seen, to be honest, if you think about it.
Doom guy has become Catholic.
How else would he be killing demons then? You know, if he didn't have the holy power of Christ behind him.
In Eternal, he's pretty much an archangel because he has like access to the sanctum of the heavens or whatever.
Damn, yeah.
That's like the direction they're going, is that he's just a super brutal archangel.
That's pretty cool. So he's like, they sent him down to hell to fucking wreak havoc. It's pretty badass, to be honest.
I guess, I don't know. Well, no, he's doing everything out of his own volition. And like,
oh yeah, he has to be badass.
I mean, not to get all religious or whatever. It's like, I mean, I don't care what people believe in. It's just,
oh yeah.
See the way that they're going with the story of Eternal, is that like the people who rule the heavens or whatever. It's kind of like deism, where they just set things in motion, but they don't want to interfere, and like. You know, because it's the humans' fault that they tapped into the demon world and caused this apocalypse on Earth.
Is that what deism is?
Like deism, yeah, and the clockwork universe theory is where God is just he created the universe, but then he just sort of lets it play out on his own.
That's kind of how like I would see it, to be honest, because like the thing is, there's a possibility that the universe was just created. You know, and these things kind of played out their own way. I mean, that like, how else would dinosaurs exist? You know, but like, it wasn't until like an intelligent life came along. You know.
Yeah.
So like, I think both of those things can exist. You know, like both science and religion, in a sense.
Yeah.
I remember my cousin was telling me like, "Oh, how was God created?"
Such a profound speech you just made.
Just like fucking.
I'm just burping all over your hopes and dreams.
Just like, hey, may the Lord be with you. Anyway, yeah, I remember my cousin asked me like, "Oh, I wonder how God was created," and he's like, "What did he just like look into a mirror?" And he's like, "Ah," and then the universe just exploded, or something.
I could see someone really stuck up arguing that. It's like, well, if God created everything, then who created God, huh?
God.
Huh? It's like,
Well, I mean, maybe that could feed into like the multiverse theory that like, actually, I'm not gonna get into that because people will be pissed off at me.
That's cool though. I think multiverse theory is cool.
Oh yeah, like what if there was one God but there was multiple universes or something? You know. That's an interesting idea. Maybe.
Did you see that video I put? Did I post it in your server? No, I don't think I did. But there's, it was the prank interview with Elijah Wood.
Yeah, did you see the other video I posted? Did you see the other video I posted?
What?
Where
Which
it was a video from like a reality or like a local TV show from 1992.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They were auctioning off
Biohazard.
art. They were auctioning off art, and it was like some furry artist from like 1992 or something trying to auction his art. God, those must have been dark days before the internet for furries and stuff.
Yeah, no, like there's other videos on that channel. Like there's ones from 1988. It goes as far back as that. But yeah, that's Biohazard. There's a really early furry artist that kind of managed to break through into the mainstream a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he
because he got his paintings sold on television.
Yeah, is he still
like that wasn't a thing that a lot of furry artists could say about themselves back in those days.
Oh damn. Yeah, because like I remember people like they said like, oh, he's popular in our program, so like that means people were like constantly buying his art or something, you know. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna judge them. I don't feel bad.
Well, yeah,
Honestly,
I mean,
I totally.
Pennsylvania is like a super artistic state. Like,
Oh my god, my brain thought you said Pennsylvania, like that where all the artists live. Like Pennsylvania.
Pencil.
I don't know why I thought of that. It's like an unintentional pun in my brain.
Pennsylvania.
I'm sorry, I'm just being stupid. Anyway, yeah, like, so yeah, is he still making art and stuff?
Biohazard is not. No, he hasn't been active since like 2002, I believe.
Oh well.
Yeah, so his internet name was Biohazard, and then his name in those videos is like Brian Swords, which it's totally a pen name. Like that can't be his real name. Would be named Brian Swords.
I don't know.
I'm changing my name to Brian Swords right now. Screw you.
My last name becomes my first name, so it's like O'Brien Swords.
That's just old Brian Swords O'Brien. You don't pay him any mind.
Brian Swords O'Brien.
I have two uncles named Brian, but they're on my mom's side of the family. So no Brian O'Brien.
My great grandfather was Brian Swords O'Brien. It's like that.
I'm specifically finding a kid named Brian, adopting him, and giving him the nickname Swords. Brian Swords O'Brien.
So I gave you that idea. That's what you're gonna name your child now, or something.
Absolutely.
Oh wow.
It's like I made a deal with a witch, and now I owe her my firstborn. But instead, I just have to name my child after your suggestion.
You must name your child Brian Swords O'Brien, or else you will be cursed for eternity.
Brian O'Brien.
If you name your child Brian Swords O'Brien, angels bow the odds.
When I do a witch voice, I sound like Emperor Palpatine. Do it.
Okay, so I didn't watch the most recent Star Wars movie because I completely lost interest.
I didn't either.
But
yeah, I heard it sucked, honestly. Like,
yeah, I heard it was really bad. And like, I respect people who enjoyed it, but it didn't seem like the kind of thing I'd have fun watching.
I feel pretty bad for Star Wars fans, to be honest, because like, I mean, the series had a lot of potential early on.
I mean,
it just like decreased in quality.
The way I see it is that they're fun to watch, but like just as a thing that's continuing the franchise and continuing the story, it's just like it's not viable anymore.
Oh.
Anyway, you know how
they just squeeze them out every year because they have to.
Oh yeah,
they like
definitely.
shit it out. They're just like.
But you know how Rey is supposedly Palpatine's granddaughter?
Oh yeah.
What?
Wait, what?
I never heard that. What? Oh my god.
So everyone was making jokes about how Palpatine would have Rey's father, I think, was the Palpatine. He would have had to been conceived like sometime after the events of Return of the Jedi, most likely. So like Palpatine's like decrepit ass was siring children is so funny. And it turns out that he's actually a clone. That he was actually a clone. So Palpatine does not fuck, unfortunately.
Oh. That's too bad. Oh, what a tragedy.
Oh, I thought you were imagining him like raising a child. He's like,
No, eat your peas. You have to eat them, or else I'll send you back to your parents.
I don't know. It's like, I don't really fault the writers at all, because like George Lucas weaves such a complex story, or just a story with a whole bunch of loose ends, that like they basically just have to retcon everything in order to bring it back to whatever the new director wants.
And that's another thing. I thought it was kind of stupid to switch directors halfway through the new trilogy and then switch back, because those are two people with like very different visions for what they want to do. Like if you look at Rian Johnson and like the stuff he normally does versus J.J. Abrams and the stuff he normally does, like they're two very different people.
Yeah, definitely.
So like when was he the director for like any of the Star Wars films? Like did he become the director after like the trilogy or something, and then like they switched back or something? Is that what happened, or are you talking about the Star Wars films?
Yeah, so the most recent ones, so J.J. Abrams directed The Force Awakens, and he also directed the most recent one, the end of the trilogy, which I cannot The Rise of Skywalker. And then Rian Johnson directed The Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it seems like that's what J.J. Abrams just does nowadays, is that he takes long-running franchises and then just runs them into the ground.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. I did not enjoy...
Like, with
he just fucking ruins everything.
Star Trek movies, oh my god. Like they were fun action movies, but they were not Star Trek. They were not... Yeah. And even in the slightest.
I think that's what they thought. Like people were wanting to come to Star Wars for like the action and stuff, but like the thing is that then there's no continuity with everything that was established, you know. So like you just, it's like I don't think the newer movies are like that bad. Like I mean I didn't really see them, but like they look to have like some theatrical potential, but like they just didn't. They don't match up to the originals just because they don't line up like that, you know. They just made a good action film and that's it, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They always just have this huge budget, and like they give people jobs, so like that's one thing that can be thankful for, is that like the people who worked on them are hopefully at least being well compensated for it, because it is a lot of work. Like, no matter how bad a movie it ends up being, it's still just an incredible amount of work that those people have to go through.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing with, like, film production. Like, I'm taking film right now, and what I've learned so far is just that, you know, it's not up to any of the people working on the film. It's up to, like, the production company and maybe the director, you know, like, and then everyone else just kind of listens to, like, what they want, and that's their job, you know? So it's just, like, don't remember, kids, when you hate a movie or like a TV show or something, don't blame the writers or the staff or anything. Just like more so hate the industry in general, because it's like it's not
blame the actors.
It's not their fault. Like it's not their fucking fault.
That poor kid who played Anakin.
We talked about Anakin.
Literally, like
the boy who played Anakin.
Every actor who's been associated with like the newer Star Wars, either the prequel trilogy or the new one, has faced like a ton of harassment from fans.
Such a shame. Like Star Wars fans are fucking like, they're actual like man baby children that like live with their parents. Like they don't understand the world.
Like the authors of the novelizations, like even the people who write the Star Wars books, like get harassed by fans. It's like crazy.
Wow. Were the I mean, there was movies first, right? So like they just made book adaptations, right?
Well, there's like,
are they like expansions?
Original stories that take place in the Star Wars universe that like explain things that that maybe weren't explained in the movies, or just go like look at things that
that makes
you
sense.
don't see in the movies.
Yeah, so it's not even
it's like a fuller universe.
It's just world building. It's not a part of the main story. Like you don't have to read those books if you hate them so much.
That's what I'm saying. Just
gun to your head.
Don't fucking blame the delivery man. Blame the person who wrote it or whatever.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger. Yeah, because like it's not their fault. They're just doing their job. Like, and then like freaking if you're gonna drive these people to like insanity over just fucking stupid kids movie, you might as well just like not exist at all. Like you I don't care about you. Just like you're dead. You know you should cease breathing.
You fucking said to me.
I'm serious. It's just like these people, like they have nothing better to do with their lives than like literally pick apart at these poor people that didn't do anything. It's like
honestly,
God, it's so
I think
stupid.
some of these people could have made a movie with all the time they spend harassing like actors and writers and stuff.
Exactly,
If you think you can do so much better, then do it.
Just do it.
That's not really the best argument, but like still, I don't know.
Look at Tommy Wiseau. He's my hero. He like freaking made his own movie out of his ass, and it's like one of the best movies ever. You know, it's really funny.
I think the whole, like,
if you have the passion for it, like, you know.
Yeah. But like telling people if you don't like it, make your own thing is kind of stupid because of the amount of resources you need to like make any project, like even a book, like the amount of time you have to spend like writing and editing and then actually getting it published.
Right.
Much like a movie that takes so much coordination with different people.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, how many of these people do you think have logged like 10,000 hours, like have just become experts in being shitty fans? Like,
and it reminds me of like, wasn't there a movie that was just Shrek, but from the people who saw Shrek?
Yeah, Shrek Retold. It was really good, apparently.
Well, yeah, there was that, but that was just like a bunch of disjointed clips
from a director who saw Shrek.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No, it was an actually fully animated film that was basically just Shrek, but it was like a Christian bootleg of something, but you know.
So wait, we're not talking about Shrek Retold. We're talking about a Christian bootleg of Shrek.
No, I'm just saying it's like those.
Oh yeah,
know,
like
when they take a popular concept and make it all about praise the Lord.
Oh, like Ratatouille or whatever, like or whatever, like
Ratatouille Christian propaganda.
Yeah. I'm sorry if you guys don't know.
I want to look up what that's called though, because I think it was John Tron who brought it up one time. It's like it was Shrek, but from the people who saw Shrek. Okay, yeah, there's Don Quixote.
Oh. Yeah,
but it's Donkey, and then
that's what it's called.
I just said.
Don Quixote.
Its budget was 13 million euro.
Wait a minute.
It made 12 million.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
What? It's got the same cover as Slit. I don't. What is going on here?
It's a different localization.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Could have been. I don't even know.
I'm just gonna say, like, I don't know if it's hot in this room or me, but like my throat's like sore from like me doing the Palpatine voice.
Okay, so it was a Spanish movie.
Oh.
And then I just saw like a Dutch translation of the poster or something.
Well, that's helpful to understand.
This is so weird.
And honestly, I don't know if you saw my tweet, Ellen, but like how I'm like speaking of school, like how I'm feeling now in college taking a film production. I think it's really interesting. I like the aspects of them teaching us about like color theory and like how to manage visuals and like sound and stuff. Like how important sound is, but like I don't like the actual like process of it just because of like it's really anxiety inducing for me to like be around a bunch of like 100 people who are like we're all trying to collectively do the same thing, you know, and it's like I don't know, like it's just it's really anxiety inducing for me, just like with all these people around, but I get it's just like me trying to break out of my shell and stuff, but like it's I mean, the reason why I wanted to get into animation in the first place is just because I could just do my own thing, you know, and do work by myself and concentrate on that. Like I love like going out with friends and stuff, like whatever. But like when it comes to like working with a million other people, it's like, oh my god, you know, it's kind of distracting for me, to be honest. But like but other than that, like I find it interesting, you know, and I understand, like, when we all go to college, like, we expect, like, oh, we want to make friends with these people, you know, like, we really want to get to know these people and stuff, like, hopefully make a friend, but it's really, like, I just don't get along with most of the people in that class. I mean, maybe except for 2 people, you know, like I don't know if it's just like me, like how I'm just different than them, you know, but like just everyone else. Maybe it's just the age gap, because most people in that class are like in their mid-20s, like or in their or like their 30s or something, you know, and I'm like I still feel like a fucking child, you know, just like amongst all these older people, you know, so it's just like I don't know, but you know, like and like these people are really set out on like what they want to do in life, you know, and I'm still just like I don't know, so. Yeah, it's just I feel like there's just somewhat of a disparity, but like I find it still pretty interesting. I'm definitely like I don't know if I want to take more classes with it though. I don't know. Like how's college going for you, Ellen?
Pretty good. I did all my midterms last week.
Oh yeah,
And
I
now
did
it's
too.
spring break.
I did
Yes.
too, and it was funny because like the average test grade on that test was like 50%. so that means like half the people failed it or something.
That is a yikes.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I like watching movies. Like, I can analyze movies and stuff, you know. But actually being on a film set, that's really fucking hard. Like, I think one of our assignments was, we actually had to do our own production. So, like, for part of our midterm, we actually went out there and we planned a production. We had multiple production meetings. One that I was actually like locked out from because I was late to class. You know, so
no.
yeah. And then I remember everyone coming out from the meeting and they're like, "Oh, it actually didn't matter." I'm like, "Okay, cool." But I got locked out twice, and then the thing is, 5 of like my classmates like were locked out with me, so we just went out across the street to get coffee or something
Nice.
at like Rio Grande Coffee or something. Which honestly, it's really good. They have like an Albuquerque version of like London Fog or something, so it's like Albuquerque Fog with like pinon flavor in it and stuff. It's pretty good. You have to like really have your mindset, and you have to be a good like planner and organizer, you know. Like
Yeah.
some things that I'm not really the best at, but like you know, I try, you know, I'm trying with it, you know. Apparently
Try all the time in this institution. Andy praise.
I thought you- what the fuck is
They were
that?
playing that at the like cafeteria at my at the my school, the college I go to, and I like lost my mind.
Really?
Sometimes that happens. Like they'll play like Friday I'm in Love, and it'll be Friday, and I'll just be like eating lunch by myself, and I'll be like,
I feel like
I thought you were gonna ask me how my production went, but you just started singing some random song that I don't know.
and what about it?
It was good.
yeah.
No, it was honestly I thought while we were doing it was pretty fun, to be honest. Like, but we were out there for like probably like 8 hours or 7 hours or something, like all day. I think I was there from 9 to 5:30 or something. So that was like pretty much all day. And then the thing is, we found out later that apparently it was my responsibility to plug the mixer into the camera for scratch audio, but nobody told me to do that. Nobody told me it was my responsibility. And the thing is that the camera department even didn't know what they're doing. So like, you know what I had to do? Like my professor, he made me stay like 4 hours after class to like sync up all the audio in Premiere, and it was like. The thing is, I was like feeling this was this week, by the way, and I was like feeling kind of sick, and like I didn't eat anything all day, so I was like literally like I want to die, you know, like while I was putting this thing together, and like I remember like I got a call from my mom, and she was like mad, like oh, I can't believe your professor would let you stay that late, da 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 da, you know, like and I remember I don't know. I felt like I kind of slightly lost my mind doing that, you know? And I remember, like, I in, like, my days, I remember, like, I was just really mad, and my one act of defiance was, like, writing eat a thick chode Mark, which Mark is the name of my professor, in the project file. And it was on a blank audio file too, so like it was like one of the files you would probably delete. So I'm like, he might not see that. And then as I was leaving, he like immediately took the hard drive with the file on it, and I'm like, oh god, he's gonna see that. And I was worrying about it for like 2 days or something. Like I don't know, I was just like really mad, I guess. I know Zach, you were disappointed in me for doing that or whatever.
What? No.
'Cause you wrote when I texted you that, you wrote the disappointed emoji in Discord
What?
or something.
No, but that's not. I don't use emojis for their name. I use for the facial expression. I was disappointed. I was disappointed that it happened.
Oh, okay.
No, dude.
Yeah, but honestly, fuck that
I totally
guy.
understand you being mad because of that.
Okay. There's not much communication when it comes to like texting. So,
I know. I just didn't really know what to say. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's fine. It's okay. Fuck that guy. Honestly, like it wasn't even clear that it was my fault at all. You know, so I like honestly, honestly, this experience almost makes me hate film production. But like it just, I remember like for 2 days I was worrying if he was gonna see it at all. Like I don't know why. I guess like when I'm angry, like I let something loose, but then I feel inadvertently bad that I hurt the other person. Like even like one time I got into a fight with somebody, and like the thing is, like even though that like they were threatening to like fucking beat the shit out of me, like I felt really bad that, you know, like that they were that angry because of me or something like that. I don't know, but like yeah, I'm just probably really empathetic as well. But like yeah. Like apparently like I saw him again in class and he didn't say anything, so like I guess we're still cool, but like but I guess
that's a weird way to describe your relationship with the professor. I guess we're still cool.
Yeah, because I guess he didn't talk to me, so I guess yeah, there you go, you know. And I was like anxious that he was gonna talk to me about it, you know, but I just remember this ain't fucking like high school or something where they don't allow you to watch movies in class anyway, so like you have to get parents' permission to watch a movie in class. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
but our professors, like they cuss like all the time. I remember something funny that one of my
because you're all adults. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're just you're freaking adult. God, you have your own freedom. But like yeah, when I remember one of my professors like mentioned like how nobody goes to the theaters anymore, and he said because everyone's gonna die from Ebola in 4 weeks, so it doesn't matter.
What you mean? You mean coronavirus?
Coronavirus, yeah. But
yeah.
I don't know why I said Ebola.
Ebola was like 6 years ago now, wasn't it? This was like 2014.
I'm getting tired.
I read an article about how the doctor. So Nigeria did not have like a massive outbreak of Ebola like some of the neighboring countries did, and a lot of that was because of government doctors who worked really hard to educate people and to like get supplies out and to just make sure that anyone who like was infected, they had like a handful of cases, could be like dealt with properly and quarantined, and they didn't get paid for that.
Wow.
Like years later, they still don't have like all their pay from like all those extra hours they put in.
That sucks.
So wait, they found a cure for Ebola, but they didn't get paid for it?
So like it wasn't so much like a cure for Ebola as just like preventative measures and like caring properly for the people who do have who did get Ebola.
God, that
so
sucks.
That there wasn't a massive outbreak.
But if they're in a developing country, that kind of makes sense. That really still sucks though, because like they probably did a lot of work with that,
like,
you know.
Nigeria has like a pretty strong economy, like relatively speaking.
Yeah.
But there's also like a lot of corruption and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I agree with that.
And the government's not very efficient.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of African countries, I mean, like, there's some good African countries, honestly, but, like, I think people forget that, like, how many countries are in Africa, by the way?
There's like a
lot.
Like 60 or something, right?
Yeah. I don't
Probably
know.
45, so it's like, yeah, just...
54.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was close. But yeah, just I guess like each one of those countries have their own independent government. So it's like I mean, most people think. I don't know if this is stereotypical, but like just most people think that like Africa's just like freaking like the Neanderthals living in the desert. But like, I mean, there's some really good countries in Africa that are well developed, you know.
And like Africa, like a lot of Americans think of Africa as just like one homogenous place, but like there's like thousands of different ethnic groups.
Totally.
There's hundreds of different languages spoken. Like
French.
It's a big continent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, considering like in the like they taught us in history, like a lot of countries try to conquer those other lands, you know, and made them into countries.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that, you know. I'm getting tired, Jesus. I'm like and
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I was angry. I was like retroactively angry because I was thinking about the time where I had to go to speech therapy when I was younger, because I as a kid I had like a severe stuttering problem or something. Like when I was up until middle school, like I stuttered, and the thing that sucked about it is that everyone bullied me for it. Like I got really like that was like the only thing I was bullied about, like that, like just because of the way I talked, you know. So like I just like. It really sucked. I just like didn't talk as much, I guess. But then I went to speech therapy, and then like the therapist, like, what a fucking bitch. But she just like she repeated like she told me to repeat every sentence if I even made one mistake. She's like nope, say it again. You have to say it perfectly. And I'm like, oh my god, you know. So like that really, I feel like that really affected the way that I talked in like a negative way almost, because like I just become really hesitant with talking now, you know, and it's just like, God, you know.
Yeah.
Like what a way to ruin a kid's intuition, you know, just like by God, I just freaking hate that. You know, like I could have been like Justin Roiland or something, and that would have been perfectly fine. But like no, you have to be like oh, you have to be perfect, and it's like, God. Why can't I just talk the way that I want to talk and just be fine, you know?
I think a lot of schools care more about children attaining some like arbitrary level of functioning rather than like actually being healthy and thriving.
Totally. Like they want to ruin kids' like imaginations and stuff.
Like it's more important to be normal than to actually like be able to do things in a way that makes sense for how your brain and your body naturally work.
Yeah. Yo, that kind of reminds me of like Steven Universe, because it's like, it's almost like ideal how they set everything up, because it's like, oh, you're born to do this thing and be this way, so you might as well just, you know, do the thing that you're comfortable with, you know, and be this way and do this thing while learning and developing, you know, instead of forcing to be shaped in a different way, because then you're not happy, you know, necessarily, you know.
Yeah, and you can you can leave your comfort zone, but there's no pressure to be something you're not.
Yeah, totally. Like you can see what it's like, you know, and then choose like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, you know. I mean, I kind of feel the same way about film production, you know, because like I feel like I was very much stepping out of my comfort zone, because like I didn't know what I was exactly expecting going into it. Like I knew we were going to learn about movies, like how to make movies and stuff. But like just like the fact that, you know, it's a very like openly, widely, like, what is it, very competitive, but also like bitterly competitive, you know, industry. You know, to the point where everything's like ran like a military ship. You know, it's just like, wow, you know, because it's like a really high budget industry, you know. So like I guess there's a lot of pressures, and plus if you work in the film industry, like you're likely to get like caught by press and stuff, because it's like if you do anything in the public, like the press eats that shit up. So it's like prepare to be paparazzi'd, I guess, if you become like involved with like a major film, you know, which that kind of sucks, but I'm sure they make a lot of money.
Like, oh, this director ate a sandwich. Whoa.
Harvey Weinstein ate a sandwich. That was like literally like one thing, I think, because they like reported that he was like in rehab, and he's like, oh, he went to He went to like a salon and then he grabbed a paparazzi guy's camera. It's like I don't blame him, to be honest, because he just wants to be left alone, probably. You know, I mean, he's a horrible person, but
I saw some pictures of Keanu Reeves had grabbed a paparazzi's camera and just like run away with it.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that.
I remember seeing a video. It's like they were filming him at the airport, and then he just flat out says, "You guys suck." Okay?
Yeah. Keanu Reeves said that.
And like Keanu Reeves is like has a reputation for being a really sweet person.
Yeah, he is.
So like
he just called all of us breathtaking. So he called everyone at E3 breathtaking. So yeah, he's a really positive, like heartwarming person. So what were you saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's just that perfect example of the celebrity who doesn't want to live the celebrity life, you know? Just wants to act in movies. He just wants that, like, that's it.
Yeah, like
that's all he wants to do.
They're really emotional people for a reason, because like they have to. What?
Bill and Ted 3 is coming out in like years.
Wait, what? Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's like getting a reboot.
Really? Third movie starring Keanu Reeves and Alex Winters about their like them trying to like connect with their daughters who are like now like young adults and like remain relevant or something like that. It's called Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Oh wow.
I think it's gonna be good. It's not a reboot, it's a sequel.
Oh yeah.
And I'm very excited.
I never actually watched it. I never watched I never watched Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. That's like the.
I watched Wayne's World, which is I kept getting those two confused.
Yeah, I was thinking of Wayne's World for some reason.
But, yeah.
I was thinking of Wayne's World.
Here, August 21st, 2020. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm excited. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Wait, what's the difference between Bill and Ted and Wayne's World? I haven't seen those in like a long time.
Well, Bill and Ted is like a time travel thing, right? Because they have that phone booth or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
and then
it's
Wayne's
like a Doctor
World
Who.
is just two dudes going around and then AMC Pacer being weirdos.
Yeah. So it's like Wayne's World, but it's like Doctor Who kind of. Yeah, I remember that. Why are you silent?
Just total silence. Anyway, but yeah, I remember watching, like, there was that sequence in Wayne's World. I don't remember what grade I was in, but it's like they were showing an example of like product placement in movies or whatever, and it was just like every product imaginable. It's like, hey Wayne, I'm really enjoying Pepsi while eating these Lay's potato chips and eating Pizza Hut.
Oh yeah, it's a scene where they're in the convenience store, I think. Yeah, and they're just like, I want to get a Slurpee.
We'll never bow to any corporate sponsor, and then they have like a box of like Domino's pizza, and they hold up the logo and smile.
That's really funny, actually. That's the way you can handle it, honestly. I remember, I forgot what movie it was, but there was like a scene where it was like it was like some like action film. I think it was like I don't think Keanu Reeves was in it, but it was just like he walks up to like a Pepsi machine like out of nowhere in the movie, and then he just like drinks Pepsi like it's a Pepsi commercial or something. I think it's Coca-Cola, but yeah, it's just like it's literally just like a Coca-Cola ad. You know, like for a minute.
Had, like a really obvious Pepsi product placement. Was that like Left 4 Dead?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
No, Valve doesn't do any real world sponsorships.
Yeah. And even if they did, it'd be like a knockoff or something.
Are you talking about like Zombieland and the Twinkies?
No, okay.
You have to show me some of these games you've been playing, Zach.
Well, Zombieland is a movie.
Apparently,
okay.
The prototype version of Resident Evil 2 featured Pepsi machines instead of generic soda machines.
Oh.
this
That makes sense.
cover, the screenshot from that could have been fake. So I don't know.
Well, it's
that
the
matches,
very
but it was
specific
really
thing
fun.
to have faked. Just a prototype version of Resi 2. I've been wanting to play the Resi 2 remake, actually, because they're coming out
me
with 3
too.
pretty soon.
Wait, I thought it was the Resident Evil 3 remake. I think the second one's already out,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So the second one's already out, and I wanted to play it because they're coming out with the 3 remake.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully after that they do Resident Evil 4, because that's like the one that people say is the best.
Resident Evil. Yeah, I like, honestly, that series is like really good, honestly. Like, I remember as a kid, like, I heard about it, and I'm like, oh, this looks boring, because like I always thought of like some game that always like looked really dark and gritty. Like, I thought it sucked for some reason as a kid, but then I'm like, this is pretty good. But it's probably because I was like one of those kids who thought like I was like in the generation who thought like, Call of Duty is like for little babies or something, or I don't know, I don't know, just like I guess like I just grew up as a Nintendo kid pretty much.
Yeah.
But there was some good Nintendo horror games like Eternal Darkness, I think, for the GameCube. Was that a game?
Well, I mean, probably not made by Nintendo. Oh yeah, because like Resident
It was
Evil
published
4,
by Nintendo. For sure.
Resident Evil 4 was on the... Wait, it was... Really? Published by Nintendo?
Eternal Darkness was, yeah. I think it was... Eternal Darkness was developed by Nintendo, actually. But I
Seriously?
think... Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Because I know Resi
It's a
4
really scary
is on the GameCube, and that's what people say is like the best version is on the
yeah.
GameCube. Just because of the controls or whatever. Eternal Darkness video game. Publishers Nintendo, yeah, so they did publish it,
Oh, yeah.
but it was developed by Silicon Knights. Interesting.
Do you remember the... Do you remember from the...
Well, I mean, stuff like Metroid, that definitely has a lot of horror elements, so...
Oh, yeah.
Not surprised, really.
Oh, yeah.
Metroid Prime and all that. What are you gonna say?
God, I'm almost like that... Those, like, little berries from South Park. They're like,
You remember? You remember? Oh, I remember. Do you remember when you were not that much Mexicans? Oh, I remember.
Jesus.
What I was gonna say, do you remember the Resident...
Drive me that drink. What?
You remember the Resident Evil 2 mod that Vinesauce played? He's like, it's Rebelzar!
It's Rebelzar! And the spin minigun. Spin! Mike's the Closet from Red Letter Media.
Well, let me see if I can find it.
And Tommy Wiseau was in there too.
Oh, yeah.
The
I did not
being
hit her.
like
I did
meat.
not.
I did not.
I freaking hated it in Disaster Artist.
Bullshit. I did not. What?
You remember in you haven't seen Disaster Artist yet, right?
No, not yet. We should watch that together.
Yeah, there's a scene where James Franco, he's like, what is it? He's like he's like imitating the scene where Tommy's walking out of the shed, and he's like, I did not hit her, and he throws the water bottle, you know. But like he goes, I did not.
I did not hit her. I did not.
Yeah, but yeah, in the original he's just
bad.
like in the original he's just like I did not. You know, like he just says that, but he's just like James
During
Franco really
Disaster Artist, he's just like, nah.
James Franco really pushed it in the movie. But he almost did like a better Tommy than Tommy himself, but nothing can match Tommy, you know.
From within your mind, no one else can find.
I remember showing that to people in my class or something. I'm like, have you ever heard of
showing them your meat?
No, Zach, I wasn't showing them my meat. I was showing them Vinesauce meat. Don't make me get charged for sexual assault. Anyway, so yeah, I showed them Vinesauce, and they're like, "Oh, that's weird. Like, I don't understand that." And I'm
So weird.
Yeah, so weird.
Character from Final Fantasy.
When there's normies that don't know what vine sauce is and they find out.
So weird.
Yeah, but I was just like kind of explaining to them that like they're like, oh, it was based off of the MSN Earthworm commercial, and they're like, oh yeah, that's weird. Like they didn't know what to say about it.
Yeah.
They look like me like an alien. I'm like, okay.
Some jabroni from Staten Island making jokes about
Yeah.
meat and cleat and
Sleet
whatever.
and eat your meat, your hog, and
Squeeze my hog.
oh my god, I can't believe
Just turn into Vine Sauce references the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, he has a lot of charisma to him, to be honest. Like, I wish I could stream like that. I mean, I haven't started streaming, so... I mean, we'll see, I guess.
Your Discord status is one of stream.
Yeah, one of stream.
It's
Well,
like
it's
a
'cause-
join one day. Did you ever end up buying Deep Rock Galactic? Or playing any more of it?
I
I
played
know we didn't get a chance to play it together, but
Yeah, I played a little bit more of it, but I haven't bought it yet.
that would be a really good game to
Yeah.
stream. 'Cause Vinny did it too.
Let me just say, dude, right now I have literally $7 to my name. And the thing is my
All right. Well, I mean, it's half off until like March 12th, so I can buy it for you.
Oh, I mean that's really generous of you, to be honest. The thing is, like, we're really struggling with money right now, and like my mom, she's like,
Mm.
like literally like after paying her bills, like she's like, oh, I like she was talking on the phone, and then she's like, I only have like $1.50 to my name. I'm like, oh my god, Jesus. You know, so we're just in a bad situation.
Yeah, I understand. It's all right.
I mean, Ellen, did you hear about what happened recently with I was on it. I was wanting to end the podcast like a while ago, but I wanted to get this in really quick.
Okay.
Have you heard of not have you heard of? Did you hear that I was in a car accident
Yeah.
a few weeks ago or something?
And
Dave
you-
starring in car accident, the movie. That's what I was saying. It
You
like
mentioned that at some point.
yeah. So yeah, I was just like driving home from school or something, and I was just the thing is, at the time I was like really interested in listening to Lemon Demon. I don't know if you've heard of that artist.
Yeah, I love Lemon Demon.
Yeah.
Lemon Demon's pretty
Cool.
good. It's interesting because they associate his music, like fans of his music, with like the LGBT community for some reason. I'm not sure what that means, but like
Gay people just like love a good bop, you know? Like Touch on
Yeah,
Telephone, just
exactly.
like
Totally. Touch
Hell
on
yeah.
Telephone's fucking catchy as hell. But like I was like listening to what I think it was the song like actually yeah, I was listening to like a mix of like Lemon Demon and Cave Town or something. I like
Mhm.
Cave Town's also really good. He's like he's a British boy that makes like really good bedroom indie music. That's what that's what the genre's called.
I've heard some Cape Town.
Yeah, I was listening to Devil Town actually while I was driving home, and the thing is, I was like turning left to well, a huge truck just passed by my window. Holy crap! Anyway, I was like just driving home, and yeah, I was like waiting for the turn signal or something, and I could have sworn that there was like a red car that like stopped and like hesitated because it thought I was gonna turn. So I'm like, okay, and I turn, and then all of a sudden I see this. Like for a split second, I honestly I don't know if I can talk about this for insurance reasons because it's like still being resolved legally. The whole
Mhm.
situation, like we might have to fight the guy with like lawyers actually, because the thing
Oh,
is,
damn.
yeah, we proved that it was his fault. Basically, because like APD was involved and stuff. Like they did an investigation afterwards, and they found out that it was like his fault, you know, because he potentially ran a red light. But like yeah, basically like I just turned and I could have sworn like I thought like I remember there was like another like dark looking car like sedan like in front of me, and I thought he just just started going as soon as I turned. You know, because I remember for a split second I saw him coming towards me and like he pushed on his brakes, and then like it just happened so suddenly, you know, like
Yeah.
I didn't know how to explain it, but like afterwards I remember like it just happened suddenly, and like it took me a little bit to realize what actually happened. Like just all of a sudden, just like just a car hit me, you know, and like and I'm like, oh my god. But then I remember just like honking for a while because I was actually like pissed at first, you know, and I remember like I just like felt really dazed, you know, and I remember this all of a sudden this woman came up to me and she's like, "Oh, are you okay? Don't move. Whatever you do, don't move. Like, can you move at all? Can you get out?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine." And I opened the door, and I remember just like when I opened the door, I remember the door like hearing it pop, you know, because the frame of the car was so bent that the door wasn't able to open correctly, you know. And as soon as I stepped out, I'm like, "Oh, fuck," you know, like I realized like what actually happened, and I remember I was. Like I started basically having a panic attack, pretty much. Yeah, and I mean, I guess that's natural, but I was like sitting on the curb, you know, like literally just like I was shaking, pretty much, and like I didn't know what to say, at all, and like I was just like staring at the car, like the whole time. And the thing is, like the whole time while we were out there, like while, you know, like she like basically this angel of a lady, this like. She's like a freaking saint, you know, that she was there. Like she called 911 and everything. Like while like the whole process was going down, like while we were just like standing out there, I like the whole thing felt like 10 minutes, but we were actually standing out there for like 3 hours, apparently that afternoon. And yeah, it was just crazy. So like, you know, at first I was just really sad because I thought my mom would be sad because, like, I mean, I knew that she, like with the things going on with her, I knew she couldn't handle this happening, you know. So I remember instantly seeing my mom, like, come to the scene, and like as soon as I saw her, I just started crying, you know. So like and before I didn't know how to, like, I didn't have any emotion, pretty much, but then as soon as I saw her, like, it just all came out. And like, of course it's not the end of the world, it's just a car, but like the thing is that car like had some sentimentality to me because it was the car that, you know, like my grandma picked me up in when I was like going to Bible school, you know, and then like my mom had that car for a while. So yeah, it was just a very sentimental car, I guess, you know. And it, like I like the whole time I felt like it was my fault, you know, because like I feel like it could have been like prevented somehow if I, like, you know, was more hesitant or something. But yeah, and then they offered me to like go in the ambulance or something, and I'm just like, no, because like I knew for a fact that like an ambulance trip can be like $5,000, you know. So like I just didn't want to pay that. So like I like, yeah, just like with everything going on, like I knew we would have to probably pay enough already. But like I remember like my uncle was there. He like literally just lived like just down the street from where it happened, fortunately. So and he was able to like negotiate with everybody because, like, I mean, I wasn't able to have much of a word, you know. Like my uncle can freaking talk to anybody, like literally anybody in this town, and just get along with them instantly. So I mean, it was good that he was there. And you know, like from then on, we just kind of figured everything out. The insurance like figured out it was the guy's fault, you know, like after doing an investigation, and it was my story that kind of backed it up. And the thing is, like, with everything that happened, like we could have been getting compensation for what happened, and like plus maybe like pain and suffering, apparently, because that's a thing that you can get, because like, I mean, it kind of traumatized me a little bit, you know. And I don't know if it's due to like my migraines that I've been having this week or something, even though it happened like a few weeks. Actually, it happened maybe like almost 3 weeks ago at this point. Like it feels like forever ago. But yeah, like, yeah, but it's still being resolved, and we might have to take the guy to court because he's being like a stubborn jackass. So yeah, so like that's what happened pretty much, you know. With that money, we could get us a new car, apparently. So like, I don't know.
That's good.
Yeah.
My brother was in a car accident like a year or two ago. Was able to get like a much nicer car than he'd had with the insurance.
Oh yeah, that's really lucky, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair, that's like not a very high standard because the car he had was like very old.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
not great.
Yeah, the thing is, my old car, it was also like pretty old, and it was apparently an electrical nightmare, because the interior lights wouldn't turn on.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so yeah. It was the thing is, the whole car just had electrical problems, and it was, I don't want to say this, but it was probably better off dead than me to keep using it, because it was probably like really unsafe, because the thing is, the speedometer was like 12 miles off, so it was like 12 miles. It was always 12 miles fast. So if it read 62 miles per hour, I'd be going like 50 actually. Mm-hmm. So that's just kind of so, but I mean, at least it was a car, I guess, for that point.
Yeah.
So
I hope it all works out for you, man. I don't
totally. We're
gonna have to say other than that.
We might have to go Phoenix Wright on this guy's ass, to be honest. So we're not that we're forcing money out of him, but like,
I still can't believe that guy's attitude toward the whole thing. It's like,
yeah, he's really like stubborn towards it. We were being really nice, to be honest. Like, we even made sure the guy's car was okay, and my uncle looked at it because he's good at auto mechanics, and he like, his car's like actually like functional. It's still functional apparently, just the bumper's fucked up. The thing is, my car was totaled out of all of it because like the I-frame of the car, like the axles that support like the entire structure of the car, like, it was bent into a J. So for an object to be going that fast to bend the I-frame of a car, like, he had to have been like exceeding the speed limit, So that's like insane, to be honest, I would say, like, it's like, oh, I don't even want to bother with driving in this town because it's just insane, to be honest, It's like really unsafe and all that, like, if I was making enough money, I would just take Ubers everywhere. But fortunately I can't, because like now I'm actually like kind of broke, so
yeah.
Like I have freaking quarters to my name, like, come on. But just like and it's just like the whole thing is just really tough, I guess, like right now I'm looking for a job and stuff. I wish that like making videos and like drawing was my job, to be honest, but that's really hard to gather too, because arguably I'm still starting out and stuff. But yeah, we're still like staying positive, hopefully, and stuff. So, but yeah,
that's good.
I forgot what I was gonna mention. What else I was gonna mention? Freaking. Oh yeah, like the past few weeks I've been taking like lifts because it's apparently like in Albuquerque it's cheaper than Uber.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
yeah, they're always giving you like promo codes and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. If you have like the if you pay like $5, you can get like 10 rides like 50% off or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Yeah, I did that, and that saves a lot of money actually. But yeah, it's just and the thing is, I even made friends with like one of my Lyft drivers because he like always picked me up to school and stuff, I guess, But like I just like the thing is, like, eventually I might get a new car, but it's just like I don't like driving to be honest, at least in this town.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go.
I don't either. But something it's what you gotta do.
I'm glad we have some
in a place like this.
Yeah. Too bad I don't live in like, I don't know, a town, like a city with like good mass transportation, or like what was that? What was that country? Copenhagen? Like they made all of their mass transit like free apparently, and you can like imagine like literally being able to like just go anywhere in the city for free, like really fast. You know, because I think they even have a bullet train and shit. So like, yeah.
That's pretty nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Wish we had like a light rail system or something, as a lot of big cities in the US are getting things like that.
Oh, really?
It's very, very, very convenient, yeah.
That's cool. Might take a while for Albuquerque because, you know, it's not really a major city.
Yeah, it's mostly in California and Oregon. It's from like the West Coast, but even places like Arizona have one.
Oh, really?
I've never used it, but yeah, it's like
cool.
Better than buses.
Yeah.
Well, because like I don't want to get into that whole spiel. But, like the bus program here is fucking shit.
Oh my god! Did you hear about like how, like buses here are constantly getting into car accidents and stuff?
Yeah, because it's people, like they have their own separate traffic lights, and like people don't know.
Yeah.
That they have to look up and see that it's the bus's turn now.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
And they drive in the bus lanes.
Why would you change the whole traffic system just for a different type of vehicle? Like, just let them. I don't know.
There's even a sign that says for buses only.
I do not want to drive downtown. It's like the most terrifying shit ever.
I've had to do that a few times, and like the traffic is like so bad it gets backed up like all the way. Ellen, I don't know if like how good is the traffic in DC? Would you say, Ellen?
So I mostly use the metro, so I don't really know how bad traffic gets.
Lucky you.
Especially since
no, trains are just the best thing, and more countries and cities should use them.
Totally.
Yeah, but what about the poor automobile industry? Won't someone think of the cars?
Oh no!
Most people don't know how to drive in Albuquerque anyway, so.
You know, the automobile
poor burgeoning industry with its billions and billions and billions of dollars.
I mean,
but just think, they could be making billions and billions more.
I mean, like in Japan, they have like bullet trains and stuff, but people still have cars. Is the thing.
Yeah.
You know, so that there's that. I just personally don't like driving that much in general. I mean, I guess I guess fortunately, like Zach, you can drive and stuff. You know, not that like I don't want to burden you because like, you know, like if you could take me to ride around and stuff, but yeah.
Well, hey, I don't have anything else better to do, so yeah, I don't mind really. unless I can find another job, I don't mind at all.
Besides to take your socially inept friend out to like go to school because he doesn't want to drive. Yeah. Yeah. I just like for now I like want to avoid anything that gives me anxiety, you know, so like the thing is I remember I worked in retail and stuff and it was like the worst experience of my life, you know, and like me and Zach had the same drive-through job and like that was incredibly anxiety inducing. I'm surprised that company's not going out of business. That's why it gives me anxiety to like get a new job because I like obviously,
yeah, I mean,
like,
I don't mind working at a fast food place, but the drive-through just ruins everything.
You should have worked at a Subway instead. Because there's like literally a Subway across.
Well, then you only have one other person to work with. It's like, no, thank you.
Oh yeah, that's.
I don't want to deal with that.
I think they pay less too, but like.
Of course they do.
Yeah, and I mean, I was considering like getting a job at GameStop. You know, I mean, I've met some really nice people at GameStop, but I think the thing is their corporate structure and companies just going under because I feel like not many people are going into the store anymore. And plus, I heard that nowadays like they only have like about 2 or 3 employees in a store at a time. You know, just because they can't pay, they don't have the resources to pay employees actually. So that's really like a red flag. So I really don't know what to choose at this point.
It's just a matter of time before they go out of business altogether.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the worst freaking thing was the freaking Mad Catz controllers that they sold. Like, oh my god. Remember as a kid, I got one of them for my GameCube, and I never used that thing ever again. Because the buttons like got sticky and it became impossible to play. And plus they ask you every single time you go, like, do you want to sign up for a per player and warranty?
Per player rewards or whatever it's like.
Yeah. Like in warranty for a fucking cartridge? Okay, no thank you.
Give me my game.
Yeah, but see, they don't make any money off of that. So they're literally like.
Well,
like
yeah, well, the thing that they make money off of is their used game sales, but like, I mean,
so they're literally just like, please throw.
You go
quarters
there,
at
you
us.
buy a used game for like.
Please throw dimes at us, please.
For
We're
like
dying.
like $1.99, and it's scratched all the hell and doesn't work.
Yeah, goddamn. I know that feeling. That was 10 years ago. At that point. You know, I don't know how they're still like they're still existing and functioning.
I still like sometimes I still get like if just pretty much the only reasons that I've gone there is that if I want to get a game for my Switch that I don't have room for on the hard drive, I'll just go get a cartridge, and that's it. It's the only reason I've ever gotten a GameStop since 2015 or something.
Oh yeah. Well, hopefully doing stuff like this can become my job one day, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
then I have to,
doesn't seem terrible unless it's like on the release day for Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing. Like that's probably going to be a pretty big rush, but and then you have to deal if you run out of copies of something, you have to deal with people like.
Little babies. I mean, like, I don't mean GameStop. Like, I mean, like, making videos and, making animation and maybe making a game. Like, I think that'd be pretty cool to make money off of that, you know.
That would.
Yeah,
I do have a lot of ideas for games.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Just need to find the time to make them. Well, I have the time. Is just you gotta get the time, and then you spend the time, and then the time.
Time. I was thinking of making time efficient animations so that I could release them like at least once a month, you know. So like Adobe Animate has this cool feature where you could like, it's called Character Animator, where you could just like map like voice, like you could basically like auto lip sync animations now with Adobe Animate, and it's pretty freaking cool. So like I feel like that'd be like my way of like doing what I like to do, and just like releasing videos is just doing that, I guess, you know, and then maybe like streaming a game on the side whenever I want to play a game, you know. But yeah, it's just, I feel like with the way I am and stuff, like it's just really hard to find time because I don't know, maybe I need to make time, but like I'm just in school right now and stuff, and yeah, it's just it's hard, you know. But whatever. Watch my videos, subscribe, bye.
3.
Bye!
We gotta play beat on
That's the creepiest. No, you like made like a weird laugh, like, like, you know, you're like, it's like a weird demonic. Oh my god, it's so creepy.
You can't tell what to do. I'm Mickey fucking Mouse.
Screw you guys, I can't get my voice that high.
Oh, you just gotta do this! You just gotta go and put your real voice really high like this.
No idea who this is gonna be.
Yeah,
It cuts out on your end too. What is that?
Discord just doesn't like that.
Really?